Good morning. How are you today? I want to talk to you about headlines. So, there are a lot of headlines that we all read right now, and the headlines are really, really scary. We read headlines about increasing coronavirus cases. We read headlines about protests and riots. We read headlines about conspiracy theories. I mean, the headlines have us every day anxious and concerned and feeling like our world is coming to an end. And so I was thinking about headlines, and I wanted to share with you a couple of things that I had heard and read. The first is someone was talking to a 85-year-old man recently and talked about all he had lived through: the Depression, World Wars, Vietnam, protests, then so much he'd seen in his life, and how discouraging it must have been for him to now be seeing everything that was happening and how horrible the headlines were. And his response was, "Oh, I don't read those headlines. I write my own headlines every day. Husband and wife have been married for 45 years and are still in love." Whatever it is. And so I started practicing this. I started writing my own headlines as I was going along. 20-year-old daughter spends all afternoon in the pool with mother. See, God is still a God of miracles. I was driving to Jackson and I would think to myself, beautiful leaf flutters to the ground, dappled sunlight through the trees, the river is cascading beautifully, and all of it in like a headline font. Look at all these blessings and put a headline font on it. And it's a way to kind of help you be grateful and cheer you up and kind of make you laugh. And so then as I was doing that, I came across in one of my devotionals this writing, and I wanted to read this to you. Now, for those of you who read Jesus Always, or what was the other one I have? Jesus Calling. Yeah, you know that this author writes as though Jesus is speaking to you. So that is what this said, and it was so fitting. It said, "Trust me and don't be afraid. Do not be frightened by world events or news reports. These reports are biased, presented as if I do not exist. News clips show tiny bits of world events from which the most important factor has been carefully removed: my presence in the world. As journalists sift through massive amounts of information, they strain out everything about me and what I'm accomplishing on the earth. Whenever your world is feeling like a scary place, turn to me and encourage yourself in my presence." Yeah, that really struck home. News reports are biased, and we argue about this on which side of the bias we agree with, but really the bias is taking the power of God and the Holy Spirit out of the equation. The bias is ignoring the sacrifice that Jesus made on the cross for you and for me and for the whole world. So as the headlines get scary, start writing your own headlines and start remembering who truly is in charge of what's going on here, and trust in him. Have a great day.